I'm Jim Collison and live from the Gallup studios here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is Gallup's Called to Coach, recorded on April 20th, 2018. Called to Coach is a resource for those who want to help others discover and use their strengths. We have Gallup experts and independent strengths coaches share tactics, insights, and strategies to help coaches maximize the talent of individuals, teams, and organizations around the world. If you're listening to the recorded version and have questions, we'd love to hear those from you. You can send us to us in an email, coaching@gallup.com, or there's a contact form right there on the live page. Don't forget to visit the Gallup Strength Center, just gallupstrengthcenter.com, for all your Clifton Strengths coaching resources and training needs. You can also catch the video and downloadable audio. We call that podcasting for offline listening. If you want to get that, everything is available on our resources page at the coach's blog. Just go to coaching.gallup.com and click on the resources tab. One more thing, don't forget, rate and review this podcast. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast app, you can subscribe to us there as well. Subscribe and click the notifications bell there on YouTube. And then if you're on Spreaker, like us, we appreciate that. It always makes us feel good. Shauna Hunt is our host today. She works as a workplace consultant here at Gallup. And Shauna, great to have you. I think your very first Call to Coach. Welcome.
It is. Thank you so much, Jim. I'm really excited to be on Called to Coach, and I'm super excited about our guest today, Fareed Nafe. I first met Fareed when he was taking one of our courses in New York City. And, you know, one of the things that really stood out to me about him was the passion that he has for the work that we're doing here at Gallup. As I got talking to him, I realized that he has a really great story to tell, both in terms of his own personal journey to becoming a Gallup certified coach and also the work that he's doing in other countries. I think his story really speaks to the impact that our strengths coaches are having around the world. Fareed is head of the Gifted and Talented program for the Ministry of Education in Saudi Arabia. He's also an educational development consultant and author, as well as a Gallup certified and ICF certified coach. His work is very focused on education, entrepreneurship, and youth leadership. And he's actually worked with over 600 young people internationally to help them really use strengths to achieve their life and career goals. He's also created an initiative to create a strengths-based school. He works with Arabic speakers around the world, and he's taken part in many speaking engagements that are aimed at spreading the message of Gallup strengths, both in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. So Fareed, welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today on Called to Coach.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you so much, Jonah. Shona, good morning, and thank you so much for a beautiful introduction. I am very excited to be here, and I hope we good conversation today.
Thank you, Fareed. We're excited that you're here as well. So I have some questions for you just to kind of get us started. And my first question is, how did you first discover Gallup in CliftonStrengths?
It was a day. I have always been interested and gifted and talented in Saudi Arabia student, but I present in 2013 while I was a teacher, gifted and talented student in Saudi Arabia. I present training session using Marcus Buckingham book, Now Discover Your Strength. You know this book. This book is an Arabic version of original one, but the poor translation meant that I was not understood what they was book. And after that, with help with my friend, I told him, please, what did they say this book? And he told me this the Clifton Strength with the Gallup link. And he helped me. I managed to access Gallup website, and I used the Clifton assessment, and he translated me what does that mean, my top 5. And I lost of the word. I can understand this is me. I was lost for the words. And this is the beginning, the love story at the Gallup.
Wonderful. I love that story. Fareed, what are your top 5?
Okay, my top 5: number 1, maximizer;
Mm-hmm.
number 2, competition; number 3, learner; number 4, significant; number 5, futuristic; and number 6, positive.
And what was your first reaction when you saw your top 5 or your top 6 for the first time?
When I looked at my top 5, it was magical. Many, many things had an explanation. Everything became clear. My life turned into crystal ball. For example, I love my job. I am a teacher talent, pastoral head teacher talent, and the number 3 the number 3, my top 5, learner. And this explanation why I love my job. I am a teacher. Why I love this is explain me. Number 1, maximizer. I like go to A plus. I don't like weakness. I like strength.
That's such a great comment, Fareed, because strengths really does give us some of the
Yes.
words and some of the concepts around why we love to do what we do. How do you think strengths has influenced your own life?
Oh, my life changes. I became more efficient, more productive, more aware, and more self-confident. I started feeling the self-satisfaction. Things started happening in a short time. What I used to do in a week, in a month, I beginning achieving in a week, sorry. It's the past, and I can engage with my team and my manager. He's changed my life.
How do you think it's influenced the work that you're currently doing?
In my job, my expectation became high. I became more interactive and engaged with my team and my manager. I became more creative in my job. Now I have more projects in Saudi Arabia based strength finder.
That's wonderful, Fareed.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, one of my favorite stories that you told me was the one about your own personal journey in becoming Gallup certified as a strengths coach. Would you share that with us?
Okay, Shona. Before start, may can I share you and Jim this you can see this my notebook is from the year 2011. I used to write one sentence only every night. I first accredited coach across an Arabic world. I don't know how and I don't know why, but I had believed that. You see, write all this every day. I am in Arabic, I'm sorry. I am first accelerated strength in Gallup and across an Arabic word. And in 2013, and with the help one of my friends, I sent letter to Gallup. I want to go to the course. The reply is mixed. The reply give me mixed emotion, uh, the happiness and sadness. Happiness, I am very happy because God welcome to me. But sadness, I can't speak English. 2014, I know how are you? What is your name? Just that. But I can't conversation all this. And after that, Miss Anna gave me advice, Fareed, uh, buy the kit in the at the Gallup store online. And I go to Gallup store online. Really, I bought all the book and all the kit. I remember this day. And I came the home. My wife asked me, Fareed, you know this is English? I told her, yes. Do you speak English? I told her, no, but I will. But I will. After that, I went to India and I attended the accelerated strength coach, and I passed. I passed the Gallup test second time. Okay, and after that, since 2014, every Gallup courses I attended, every Gallup courses in American, in Indian, where the Gallup course where is him, I go to these courses. May I come clear? And since 2014, I have been attending every possible workshop available. Why? To the point that Gallup became part of me. And after that, I translate the book and the materials, all of them.
Thank you, Fareed. That is such a great story, and all of the things that you had to really overcome in order to complete your own journey. And I love the comment about your wife asking you if you were aware that this was in English. That's great. So now that you're certified, you've taken all of the Gallup courses that you've been able to take. I think you've taken every single one. What's your favorite thing about being a Gallup Strengths coach?
The betterment of people, making them appreciate what they have. Also making clients more engaged in their work environment. Every client coming me, you are changed my life. This is a beautiful moment for me.
Tell us about the work that you're currently doing as a strengths coach.
As you know, Shona, I have completed many Gallup courses. CliftonStrengths, BB10, KO12, Champions, Advanced CliftonStrengths. In the past few years, I was organizing strength workshop, but literally I start collaborating with companies and educational, offering strength session and workshop.
What drives you to do this work, Fareed?
I think Jim Clifton said, people will ask you throughout your life, what are you do and what do you do? But never ask you, ask you, what are your build? What are you building? My drive is the passion from building a society based on strength in both public and private sector. This is my drive. I need build my society based strength. Now I work the school. I have the student Gallup assessment, Clifton assessment. Sorry, I give the assessment all the people I see him in Saudi Arabia.
You're such a big proponent for the work that we're doing here at Gallup. How did you actually build your business as a strengths coach, and how do you measure your success as a strengths coach?
My is based on 3 stages. That my business. Number 1, in Saudi Arabia, the strength culture is not available in Saudi Arabia. And the number 1, I introducing the strength culture in Saudi Arabia. What is the strength? What the Clifton strength? Who is the father Jim Clifton and Donald Clifton? Who is this? And what the Gallup in Saudi Arabia? And number 2, starting with a small project. The name is Qudra, which means ability. This is the strength-based school in Saudi Arabia. this is a small project in Saudi Arabia, and this project with the Khulais education, the name sector, the Khulais education sector, and number three, partnership with the coaching organization in Saudi Arabia, focusing in the Strength Finder. The name this company Unoya, and this place is from Unoya.
That's amazing, Fareed, and I think it's very interesting in the impact that you're having, especially creating a strengths-based school in Saudi Arabia. That's got to be very exciting for you.
Yes.
Did you get any pushback from your clients when you first started this work? How did you get buy-in for the strengths work that you were doing?
Yes. Often this happens to me when I'm dealing with clients who have been with non-certified strength coach. Although I struggle with these issues, I tend to follow the Gallup model of name it, claim it, aim it, and this will always work for me.
Have you faced any challenges in the work that you're doing, coaching and teaching people, especially given the fact that not all of our material is available in Arabic?
Yes, it's not easy, Shona. After I came from in India, I stay 1 year between 2014 2015. I study with the Gallup guides like this. You can see that. All this Arabic now from Gallup guide. And after that, I send the Gallup. I won't translate from this materials. I won't use a private my client. And Gallup give me, you can't do it that. And I translate the strength coach with my client. In August 2015, I first coaching session with Arabic, and now I can workshop and session with Arabic.
So you actually did a lot of work yourself, translating a lot of those tools and materials for your clients. Wow. I'm sure that was a lot of work, Fareed.
Yes, this book and this book and all the book.
Wow.
But this is the private in my client.
Amazing.
Sean, I want to jump in real quick because I think there's an important question in this. Fareed, you talked about the name it, claim it, and aim it, right? Piece on that. And we have found in different cultures, those three words are different, right? We can't use, sometimes when we translate them directly, it just doesn't make sense. And so for maybe some of your friends who are now listening to this and that who speak Arabic, if you were to think of that idea, those name it, claim it, and aim it, how would you say that in Arabic? How do you how does that translate?
Yes. For example, name it, the mean in Arabic, awareness, understanding. This is the mean in Arabic.
And what's the word what is the word that you use too?
For Arabic?
Yeah, yes.
سميها افهمها. This for Arabic.
Yeah.
The sentence كن واعي لنقاط قوتك. This for Arabic. Okay. And claim it, develop. For in Arabic, which mean Arabic, طورها. This is the okay. And aim it, the mean action in Arabic, which mean action. The mean in which mean in Arabic, افعلها. You do it. You can't do it.
So when
what is the action plan?
When you're talking about it, say the whole sentence for me in Arabic. How do you say name it, claim it, and aim it? How would you say that in Arabic altogether?
in Arabic.
Yeah.
Okay. سميها طورها فعلها.
Oh, I like that. See, I
Yeah.
like how you've put those words together. The beauty of that, I think, is that it really, you really have to kind of think through what's the essence of the word and what are we trying to get across in the language, and then you've been kind enough to find three words that kind of fit together.
Yes, you don't translate the word, you translate the culture.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I
And
think that may be one of the most important things you've said on this is you don't translate the word, you translate the culture. And
yes,
I
it's
think
true.
for others that are working in cultures outside of the United States, we hear this a lot of like, oh, the translations don't work. And the key is, I think, to translate the culture, not the word, right?
Yes, it's right. It's right, Jim. In Saudi Arabia and Middle East, everyone asking me, how can you do with that? I told him I stay 1 year, not I go to the office and translate, only translate. I sharing with my client. My client told me, yes, this is good sentence, it's a good sentence. I think is hard work about that.
I agree. I think it's the hardest work to do is to get
Yes.
that get those cultural translations correct and to make it work for the heart, right? To make it work for the heart and soul of the individual as opposed to the direct translation. So one of the things I was most interested in hearing from you today was how, because you've done a lot of the translation work yourself. I really appreciate that, as
Thank you.
well as capturing the emotional bit, the learning bit, what changes us inside, right? What makes us more productive. So, Sean, I know we've thrown us off a little bit with that question, but I thought that was important to get in there because that's a really important element of what we talk about when we think about name it, claim it, and aim it. So thanks for letting me jump in.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I think you're right. I think that's a very important concept. And I think those who are watching who are interested in doing coaching in other parts of the world would really be interested in a lot of the things that you're talking about, Fareed, in terms of your experience with material. Do you have a favorite memory or a story from coaching others?
Oh, you know, CliftonStrengths in Saudi Arabia, every my client, he told me this is magical. Not not science, this magical. Change all my client, change him life. For example, 23 my client now is certified in Gallup, my client. Yes, 23 clients, my clients, now certified coach in Gallup. And I told him, why you go to Gallup? One sentence, Gallup changed my life. I need change another life, another people. And I told him, okay, go ahead. Another story is of a chemical engineer who was depressed, not knowing what he wanted to do in the life. And he told me, please help me. I need strength coaching session. I told him, no problem. You can do it together. And after 5 sessions, he's crying. And he told me, I won't change my job. Really, yes. And now he teacher in UN. You know UN, United Nation.
Nations.
Yes. Now he support the student in the African American. How can discover him talent or her talent?
That's a great story of how this impacted this person's life. I love that he's now working in the UN
Yes.
and doing something, pursuing his own passions. That's great, Fareed. We talked a little bit about the materials, and I'm just wondering if you have a favorite tool that you use. I know you do a lot of different workshops and coaching sessions. What are your favorite tools that you use with
Oh,
your clients?
I prefer the visual aid, client map, and the core theme card. Everyone, I use the core theme card. Oh, this is me. This is a baseball. No, I can't believe that. This is me, the card. And I go, okay, what after that? Now, after session, the core theme card, the client told me, Fareed, I find myself. And this the paper tools to us in the coaching.
I love that. And Fareed, you're very active on our Facebook and social media. I love seeing I love seeing the pictures of your classes, and they're holding up their team grids and their cards. So it's always great to see that when you post it. So thank you.
My pleasure, Shona.
How did you build client relationships? So you've learned strengths, you've become certified, you've taken a lot of other courses, and now you're taking this back to some of the work you're doing in Saudi Arabia. How did you build those relationships with your clients?
Serious? Number one, I tell my client my story. How can the strength change my life? This is number one. But the step prior before session to any before any fourth session, I do research in the strength with my client. What the action plan, how I make the question with my client. This number one. Number two, once the session starts, I explain to the client what we are going, and what are we doing now in the session. Okay, and I'm not drive the session. I told my client, you are the driving, you are the leader, and he is feeling good and trust me and relax in the session.
Great, thank you. Oftentimes we are asked by our clients, how do you integrate strengths into the organization? So how do you make it stick? Do you have any best practices or any tips on how you integrate strengths and help your clients integrate strengths into their own organizations?
I do the following to encourage my clients. It's number one. Assure my client that his strength will be a help to improve his performance and his job. Okay. Number two, I told my client, sharing your top five. This is not your top five. This is not your talent. This is your voice. Sharing with him. Okay. And number three, I ask my client to look where they can apply their top five. Okay. And number four, becoming a volunteer. Oh, yes, becoming a volunteer. Ask their boss and their teamwork. Where can I can volunteer with my top five? For example, I am a learner. Number three, I told my boss I can training all the team by free, and everyone he appreciates that. Wow, we can do that.
That's great. So creating those complementary partnerships, working together as a team, and looking for those opportunities to use strengths.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you facing any other obstacles that we haven't touched on in bringing this work to your clients? And if so, how are you navigating around them, Fareed?
Okay, the first, yes, but the first obstacles, the language. All the materials, and all the 34 strength themes, it's not Arabic, it's English. And more clients in Saudi Arabia speak Arabic. And this the big challenge before 4 years ago. Okay, and the another challenge, how can I, you know, how can I session coaching in I have learned in my own society. Sorry about that. Mm, the number one is the English language. Okay. The number two, seriously, the non-professional coaching, strength coach. In Saudi Arabia, 10 people strength coach,
Mm.
10 or 15. But this book, all the people in Saudi Arabia, he know what this book, and he make the assessment. After that, go another coach, another consulting, and he explain what he is a top five. And this is a big challenge. He come in the client for me, and he told me, I know what my top five, but he don't work. He doesn't work my top five. What is the problem? And I restart with him what the top five and what the name it, aim it, claim it with my client.
So it sounds like there's some misinterpretations of some of the concepts around strengths that you're having to compete with and kind of help people understand. Fareed, what do you know now that you wish you knew when you first started out?
Oh, 3 steps. You
You
can
like
hear me,
steps.
June? Jim, you can hear me? 3
Yes.
steps. Number one, uh, in July, I attend the trainers courses in July. Okay, strength coach. 2019, I will speaker in Gallup Summit. In
Yay.
yes, in 2023, I live in my job, and I I want 2023 um, Gallup Consulting in Washington or New York or Saudi Arabia.
So that sounds like it's some of the next steps for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Fareed?
5 years, 2023
Mm-hmm.
in Gallup. Yes.
Okay, good. Well, Fareed, thank you so much for joining us here today. We've really appreciated your insights and some of the challenges and certainly the ideas and creative solutions you're coming up with in the work that you're doing. I know you're a very big proponent of the work that Gallup does, and it's really been a pleasure to have you on Called to Coach today. So thank you so much for being here, my friend, and I can't wait to see you at the summit.
Okay, thank you, Shona, and I'm really sorry about my poor English language.
I think your English was just great, Fareed.
Thank you so much, Shona. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Jim.
Fareed, great to have you on. Don't worry about the English. I struggle with it as well. And so we appreciate you coming on and really working through the challenges that you've had there. I think, sometimes we take it for granted here in the English speaking world that we have a lot of these resources available and it's embedded in the culture. And you've joined a culture and gone a little bit cross culture, plus had to deal with the language translations and all that work in it. And one of the things I've really appreciated about you is that you don't give up. You just keep, no matter what, you just keep getting after it and doing the work, and you have amazing futuristic. So I appreciate you thinking through that and helping us with this. And I've got some ideas of some things in the future. So we'll be excited maybe to have you back on and catch up with you to hear how things are going there and appreciate it. We'll remind everyone to take full advantage of all the resources we have available at the Gallup Strength Center, just gallupstrengthcenter.com. Send us your questions or comments. We do have some opportunities for guest bloggers if you're interested in writing, if you got 400 to 600 words or so, that something you'd like to say around strengths, we're taking, we may be able to consider that for our coach's blog. Send us an email, coaching@gallup.com, put guest blogger in the subject line, and we will get that routed accordingly. Don't forget, you can catch the recorded audio and video of this program as well as all the past ones. They're available on this in the resources tab of our coach's blog, coaching.gallup.com. If you're interested in becoming a Gallup certified strengths coach, we talked about that several times. Fareed doesn't need to take any more courses because I think he's taken them all. I'm not sure there's any left to be taken. But if you are interested in taking one of our courses, they're available on our courses page, courses.gallup.com. We mentioned the 2018 Clifton Strengths Summit, which is coming up July 16th, 17th, and 18th. If you're listening to this after those dates, we probably have the next summit already in planning. So you can go out to CliftonStrengthsSummit.com. Our certified courses and all of our courses actually have a discount if they're being offered during the summit, 15% off. So check those out today, and we'd love to have you join us for the 2018 summit. You can join our Facebook page. Shauna mentioned that, and Fareed is on that as well. Our Facebook page, you just go to facebook.com/groups/called2coach, all one word, and we'd love to have you join us out there as well. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, for listening to this podcast. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to the next Call to Coach. And with that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.